Morning folks, Brian here, Friday on whatever day, September. I thought I'd take you on a tour of my garden setup. If you want to learn anything. So the front of my property, which is faces the south, it used to look like that. But over the years I've transformed it to looking like this. So starting on the bottom, my raised beds here. Now I have 3 inches of rigid foam board insulation behind the siding, which keeps the soil warm throughout the winter. I think the coldest we had was minus 36 or 38, and my soil never freezes or gets cold, maybe slightly cool. Some potatoes I got going here. I've already done a lot of harvesting already. I actually used to have steps in between each one, but I closed them all off and I planted fruit trees in between. This is a young pear tree, it's only 2 years old. Polycarbonate panels. So the polycarbonate is what protects the plants from the harsh UV radiation coming in. This is why you keep them closed. Leave a gap for some airflow. I designed it so I do have some airflow gaps. Now I do have polycarbonate panels that I fill in the wintertime here. And I take them out for my airflow. Beets. A lot of chili peppers. Like I said, I've already done a lot of harvesting. So one thing about growing food, especially here, I can grow 9 months of the year here. Southern British Columbia, I'm considered zone 7A or 7B, but that is irrelevant. What number classification is now because of the changing climate. And because I start my planting actually indoors in January, in February, in our winter is when I actually started in here. And at nighttime I just put on frost cloths for protection. I can get in from the back. My next row up, my string beans. My marigolds were about 3 feet in diameter, but I had to cut them all down to give my pepper plants here some more space. Our favorite from my daughter and I, strawberry plants. I have 110 strawberry plants. And because I use a homemade fertilizer, which is, let's see, 1 quart warm milk. You mix in 1 tablespoon of dry yeast. Add 1 tablespoon of white granulated sugar to activate. You cover it, set it outside temperature for at least 2 hours to ferment. And you mix that in a 5-gallon bucket of warm water. And I'm telling you, man, they don't stop growing. They keep on growing. These are ever-bearing, so these are actually 2 years old, these ones. And every day, I can get a bowl of fresh strawberries. And of course, I overgrow because I freeze everything, 1 year supply. potato plants. Now, potato plants don't like the harsh ultraviolet, so this morning I put my UV shade cloth over everything. Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. And I have only a 1/4 acre home lot. And yet I'm using over 1,000 square feet. Zucchini. A little bit of experiment beets here in the summertime. The beets don't like sun. They did get quite a good burn, but I do got some beets. Lots of carrots. So while they have the rocks, I have my fresh, free, convenient, organic food. I'm not going to do any cleanup editing on this video. I'm just going to take you around. I do have 11 fruit trees, but because of the freeze that we had, I lost two. I lost 2 of my apricots. It's my daughter's garden. Oh. So that yeast formula that I used is what's keeping everything growing. It's primarily used for cucumber plants and zucchinis, etc. But I put it on everything. And look at the result. One of my 2 greenhouses. This is my winter man cave. Slope on the property. I use this for growing my winter greens. I'm only just getting started. If you can make a greenhouse, there's a lot of vegetables that have shallow roots, so use rain gutters. My spinaches. I was using T8 fluorescents, but I've changed to LED lights, and they're doing very good so far. This is a nice place to be in the wintertime. I put on my propane heater here. I am going to have to put bubble wrap on the inside to keep the heat in. Like I said, in the wintertime, I switch over to my greens. Kale, Swiss chard, spinaches, bok choy, and so on. So again, I take out my polycarbonate panels, put on my wire to keep the animals out, good air circulation. I just added on this box not too long ago for extra potatoes. Look at these. Flowers means I got good potato growth. My first greenhouse I built when we moved here, and actually started off as just a simple raised bed, but I decided to put a little house on top. Again, more potatoes. Actually, it's going to be 34 degrees today, so plug in the fan. Air circulation is very important wherever you're growing. This has been up for about 6 years. I had some extra windows from a job I was doing on top. And this is called my tunnel, 63 feet long. Again, I've done a lot of seed planting already. Nothing growing yet. Some cucumbers left over from the summer. There's one thing about growing food, you need a crop rotation. You want to keep on growing food to maintain the soil, the health of the soil. So after summer into the fall, I switch over to things like my spinach. I probably got maybe 1,000 total spinach plants going. And of course, there's about 10 vegetables that like cold weather. They do not like heat, so they will flourish in cooler temperatures. And because it's such a small space inside, it does not take a whole lot of passive solar energy, heat from the sun, to keep it nice and toasty warm. Therefore, another reason why I can start in February, start growing. Some fruit trees. More than enough apples. It's one of those hybrid, like 4 or 5 different type of apple trees grafted into one. Peach tree, which was decimated. No peaches blossomed anywhere in British Columbia because of the cold we had. There you go, give you an idea of what you can do. It takes a heck of a lot of practical skills, knowledge. Time. But for me, I can grow 9 months of the year. and then continuing in my greenhouses. Hope you enjoyed the tour.